Welcome to your third and final fan-requested Friday matchup of the day. This one is a Gym Dandy. The Clacks requests young Ronnie Coleman versus Robbie Robinson. Wow, these two are the greatest genetic bodybuilders of all time. Just the greatest genetic marvels, specimens that I have ever seen. Now, why do I consider them the greatest genetic? Because I'm sure that they have done lots of, the S word, the drugs. You know what I'm talking about, vitamin S. But take everything away, and you know what? Line up all the bodybuilders in the world. Ronnie Coleman would still look like this. He would look close to it. And Robbie Robinson, knock on wood, this guy would look pretty similar to what he brought to the stage, a little bit enhanced. But anyway, other than that, if not for that extra hard training at Ronnie Coleman, the end of his career, and he did push it a little too hard. And we forget, he was in his 40s. So think about it. If he had stayed healthy, like Robbie, he would still be pushing that iron, just like Robbie, and he would still look fantastic. So it was the pushing it too hard. Genetically, this man, unbeatable. And Robbie Robinson proved that. He's in his 70s now. Just fantastic. But I do go on. The muscularity round begins with the front double bicep pose. And these two, like I said, genetically, not only did they last very long, but look at their bicep peaks. Unbeatable. Arnold himself may be in a matchup with these two as far as the bicep development. I mean, come on. Personally, I like Robbie. He looks a little bit more finished, more muscle maturity. Here in the front lat spread, and I think Ronnie may have an edge in this one. He is tall, structurally a little bit bigger, and those lats are filled out to a T. What a monster. This is actually a very good contest. And don't misconstrue what I was saying, guys. Here's a side chest pose. I didn't say these guys were natural. I'm saying that they look like this natural. They would look close to it anyway. I like, again, Robbie in this one. Look at that muscle separation, much more muscle maturity. But you have to think Coleman very earlier on in his career here, not very old at all. And he does look good. Look at the pec, nice and thick. Robbie definitely loses the side tricep here. The display, not the best. And he's 7 years old here? He's almost 50. Ronnie Coleman, a young buck. So, of course, he's going to win this one. But, hey, Robbie was pushing Coleman in a lot of the poses. Like this back shot. Ronnie Coleman, known for his back. He is young here. And he wasn't the best as far as the hard, grainy conditioning of the back. When I look at Robbie's, he's as dry as a bone here. Definitely, in my opinion, getting an edge. I mean, don't get me wrong here. Ronnie has big old glutes, a lot of muscle separation, but take a good look. Robbie looks just as hard, just as crisp, and in the hamstrings, maybe even better, more separation. But when I look at the back, come on, guys, look. Robbie's beating Ronnie Coleman in a back shot. That's incredible. Rear double bicep. This may be a little bit closer to the king. Coleman, I hate to call him the king when he's with Robbie Robinson because Robbie's the Black Prince. And in my firm belief, in this hierarchy, in this situation, the prince outranks the king. In this pose, he is snapping it a little bit more perfect, is Robbie. He's beating Ronnie Coleman in the bicep development. That's unreal when you think about it. The lat insertions are a little bit more prominent for King Coleman. They're a lot more prominent. But he's not that symmetrical. Robbie, just perfect. This is a close one in the rear double bicep. Might lean towards King Coleman. So, hey, they get one each for the back shots. Ab and thigh, I do prefer the silhouette, the flow of King Coleman. But when I look at the conditioning, the rock hard graininess, the quads, the feathering in those quads, and I hate to reuse this word or this phrase, muscle maturity of Robbie. Look at those obliques. I believe he would get King Coleman in the ab and thigh as well. I mean, come on, ladies and gentlemen. Robbie Robinson, how good is this man? Able to defeat Ronnie Coleman? But to be fair, a lot of people beat the young version of Ronnie Coleman. The most muscular, it was hard to get the sizes correctly here. To be honest, I think I made King Coleman much too large. He's crouching down quite a bit, and you really have to make him shorter. He's shorter than Robbie in this comparison anyway, and Robbie obviously a few inches shorter than King Coleman, but pictures can sometimes be deceiving. I believe Coleman would get an edge in the most muscular, but they never really used this as a judging tool. It was, in my opinion, the pose down. This is what this was. This was a little bit of a back and forth battle with certain poses, but I believe in my heart, if you took the young version of King Coleman, this, what was he, early 20s here, took him in a time machine with your DeLorean, and took a prime Robbie Robinson, I think Robbie Robinson would be your winner. Let's think, guys. A lot of these pictures that I used were Robbie. He was darn near 50 years old in that back shot that I actually give him the win in. I mean, if you're thinking that I was crazy for voting him for that back shot, go have a look. Look at the hard separation of it. Anyway, I don't want to get into that. Don't forget to get your comparison in for next week, guys, if nobody else did already. First one counts, second one doesn't, unfortunately. Hope you guys enjoyed this third and final fan-requested Friday matchup of the week. And eventually, guys, and I would like to start next week. I know this is a little late for you Canadian fans, but it's worldwide, you have to think. So I like to add one at the end of the day, in the middle of the day, and, of course, in the morning. And eventually, I will be posting them at the exact same time every week, so you real diehards can be the first to know exactly what time I'm going to post them, and click your requests first before anybody else does. Thumbs up, subscribe. Have a fantastic weekend, guys.